Hey guys, welcome back to the main event, and yeah, I'm Daniel, and we're going to be hitting Wrestlemania 3 tonight. Bigger, better, badder. They ain't kidding. Alright, we're going back to March March 29th, 1987, Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, and we're in front of 93,000 plus. Main event. Special guest ring announcer, Bob Uecker. Special guest timekeeper, Mary Hart. World title match, Andre the Giant with Bobby the Brain Heenan in his corner going up against Hulk Hogan. Let me just get a couple things out of the way first before I dive into the main event. You guys know how I do. If you're watching, if you've gone through my other videos, you know how I do. I like to jump around a little bit before I get right into the main event. The one thing is, I will say, yes, there's some lies that WWF likes to tell, or WWE now. You know, especially going into WrestleMania 3. There are some, I accept, yes, they are lies, obviously. Like Andre the Giant never being defeated in 15 years, or Andre the Giant never being body slammed before. We all know these to be made up. But you know what I'm not going to buy? That they lied about the attendance record. Like, flat out. I'm sorry. I do believe that they had 93 plus there. And it always irritated me. There was always an asterisk next to that. Almost to say, like, well, you know, 93, but some say it was like 87. Who gives a fuck? Are you for real? Oh my god. The guy who first came up with that, and I really should have looked it up right before I started this video. Wasn't thinking. I do a lot of the show on the fly, I'm not gonna lie to you. But the guy who, like, first made the, accusation that, hey, you guys are fucking lying, he didn't like Vince. Didn't like Vince at all. And, yeah, of course he's gonna fucking say some shit like that. And then everybody just snowballs with it. I mean, look back at the crowd. Now, granted, you couldn't, you're not counting out individually 93,000, whatever. But it's like, I look at the crowd, I'm like, you know what? They don't have a retarded-ass, big-ass fucking stage that takes up over an eighth of the fucking arena. Yeah, I'm totally buying that there was 93,000 there. You can definitely sit some more people there. What the fuck, Raptors and shit? No, I'm with them on this one. I have complete faith that they're like, you know what, 93,000 was here. There it is. Boom. So, I also want to apologize real quick. It's like, I'm exaggerating. It's not really a heat wave, but it's hot as fuck. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm cheap. Like, whenever it turns September, I turn the air off. I'm like, we're putting fucking fans in the windows. So you hear a fan, I apologize. Just so you guys know, like, it was like either turn this off and then sweat profusely through the video, or have the fan on and just have a little bit of discomfort for you guys at home. And I'm not gonna lie, I put myself above you guys. I'm an asshole like that, I'm sorry. So I do apologize for the fan. I'm sure I'll have the fan on tomorrow night as well. So, but anyways, and then of course the other thing I want to say is, now, from the gate, just so you know that I love the World title match at WrestleMania 3, and I love the Intercontinental title match. Alright, those to me are classics that are in a league all on their own. With that said, WrestleMania 3 is the most overrated pay-per-view out there. Maybe not the most, but one of them. One of the most overrated pay-per-views. And I say that because, don't get me wrong, those two matches alone are incredible. And believe me, they get the praise they completely deserve. The iconic imagery of Hogan versus Andre, which I'll touch on here in a little bit, is phenomenal. Those matches, yes, they do deserve to get the praise they get. My problem is the fact that, like, everybody sucks off WrestleMania 3 so much, the entire pay-per-view. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other matches I do enjoy on here. I like, Piper's retirement match. The six-man tag match that had the Harts and the Bulldogs, in it. Even Honk Honk Man, Jake Roberts. I mean, there are good matches, but I'm sorry, there's also a lot of filler. I'm sorry, WrestleMania 3 is considered like one of the best pay-per-views ever. I forgot the classic Butch Reed versus Coco Beware. And how about Sheik and Volkov versus the Killer Bees? Yeah, that was a fucking tag classic. Well, speaking of tag classic, let's not forget Can-Am Connection going up against Orton and Morocco. Yeah, this instant classic right there. No, the point is, there is a lot of just filler. And yet, when people talk about WrestleMania 3, they don't just go, they do, but then they actually just bubble in the rest. Instead of just saying, like, well, it's really a two-match card, pretty much. They're like, no, the whole event's great. It's perfect. I remember just, I watch other people's, pay-per-view reviews. Mostly I read people's, reviews online. And, all those fucking smarky little pricks out there. Not you guys. I love you guys. You guys watch my channel, so you guys are cool. But I don't want to just call them out because I actually do thoroughly enjoy all the reviews. But they are just smarky little fucks. The 411, those people. And I remember reading the WrestleMania 3, and they're just like shitting on every fucking match, right? They're like, Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules, they can't wrestle, they're not trying to put anything over. I want to have CM Punk and Daniel Bryan just sword fight in my mouth. That's all you're saying, the whole fucking thing, right? Just the whole, and they treat like almost every match like that. Naturally, they're sucking off the Intercontinental title match, once again, deservedly so, but they go on this show like everything else, right? And then you get to the final, because the 401, typically they'll have like little match ratings per match, and then you get like an overall rating. And they gave the overall rating for WrestleMania 3 a 9.5 out of 10, or even a 10 solid. And I'm like, what the fuck? As much as you guys bitched about whatever else, this is the final rating you're giving? And once again, I don't know what point I'm making. All I'm trying to say is it just seems like everybody just automatically throws like WrestleMania 3 on their top 10 WrestleMania list. And that's okay. If you're honestly a fan, that's cool. I mean, if you're just like, hey, JYD Harley Race was awesome. Hey, whatever, cool. Dream Team versus the Rougeaus, just tag team at its best. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But it just seems like people will be like, best pay-per-view ever. Savage and Steamboat, Andre and Hogan. It was all incredible. It's like, okay, you just mentioned 2 matches there. That's all you said. I just feel like it's just very overrated, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? Let's move on, because we're not talking about the pay-per-view. We're talking about the main event. You guys tuned in to see the main event, so let's get to the main event, shall we? And this movie, this match right here is just flat out incredible. And to me, this is WrestleMania. Like this to me encapsulates everything that is WrestleMania. In fact, I think you ask anybody from my generation and older, and even maybe a couple generations below me, if you literally just say like, WrestleMania to them, the image they're gonna get in their head is either the iconic image of Hogan and Andre, staring off, right in the middle of the ring, right, as the match starts, they're just kind of looking at each other, or obviously the slam, seen around the world. And I mean, that's it. I mean, it literally is. Like, you think of WrestleMania. I mean, this match was so iconic that, not only was, it like the, front page of the front cover of the VHS for WrestleMania 3, it was also the front cover for WrestleMania 4. And it wasn't even the main event. In fact, it was the quarterfinal match. It was literally just a mid-card match, and they're like, fuck it, that's our front cover, because money, obviously. And I'm not denying that. Yeah, hell yeah, that's definitely it. So that's just how important this match is, Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about build-up right off the bat. Hogan, Andre, best friends. Oh my god, boys. Dating back to when, Hogan first, or I wouldn't say first came in, but, his next run, won the world title. Andre's first one, congratulating. They always had each other's backs throughout the years. And then on a special episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, Hogan gets awarded a trophy for, being world champion for 3 years, which is a great feat. And he gets a big-ass trophy, and Andre comes out and says a few words for him, And then, later on, Andre also gets an award for being undefeated, kayfabe, for 15 years. Which is also just an incredible, feat. Gets a smaller trophy, but, whatever. It's, it's the thought that counts. And Hogan comes out, says some good words about his friend, Andre. However, everybody out there doesn't want to talk about Andre in this, 15 years. They're all focused on Hogan. Spotlight's clearly on him. And he's not intended to be that way, but it just is, which pisses Andre off. And he walks out. Bobby Heenan, who, at this point, his nemesis is Hogan. He's just been trying to take Hogan down. And he sees an opportunity. So he goes, talks to Andre, and guess what? Turns him against his best friend. Gets in his ear a little bit, tells him, like, hey, dude, you're 15 years undefeated, never had a title shot once. You're the 8th wonder of the world. How have you not gotten a title shot yet? You can beat him. He's hogging the spotlight. You can stop him. And so, a couple weeks later, on Piper's Pit, Andre and Bobby Heenan confront Hogan. and challenged him to that world title match at WrestleMania 3. Hogan denies it, or sorry, he declines it. He's like, no, I'm not fighting. You're my best friend. I'm not doing this. Andre snatches him by the shirt, grabs his necklace, and rips both of them off his body. And dude, Hogan just goes down. I mean, he's in disbelief. Andre and Heenan, they walk off. They say what they need to say. They just walk off, and there's Hogan with his entire world crashing down around him. You know what? When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. I apologize for that. That was too far. I'll never do that again. I'll probably never do that again, and that would probably happen again, but I apologize. Anyways, what's he to do? So he accepts it. Yes. And there you have it. The build up to WrestleMania 3. Let's get to WrestleMania 3 itself. Before we actually get into the actual match, I just want to throw a couple of things out there. One, let's bring back the motorized mini rings. Dude, that was fucking awesome. I just feel like if I was in wrestling, that'd just be my gimmick. Like, I'd be like, they're like, what's your gimmick, Daniel? I'm like, no gimmick. I just want to make sure I come out to the ring every fucking time in that motorized mini ring. That's it. That's it. Just buy one, lug it around for me, and that's my entrance. Like, I haven't played a video game in a long time. That's got to be like an entrance at some point, right? Like, has anybody put that entrance on the 2K games yet? Because if not, it needs to happen, because it's fucking awesome. Of course, this year, just like the previous 2 years, we have celebrity involvement in the main event. Luckily, no guest referee. Seriously, I would have fucking lost my mind if, like, I don't know, Steve Guttenberg was like the special guest referee for whatever reason because he's a celebrity. That would just flat out piss me off. But no guest referee. We do got a guest announcer, guest ring announcer, which, another baseball guy, but this time I know this dude. Uecker. It's the Uecker. Bob Uecker. And of course I know him just because, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a baseball guy at all, but saw him in Major League. Love Major League. The second greatest baseball movie ever made. And then of course, you want to know what the first greatest baseball movie ever made? The Sandlot. Like, he had to ask, come on. And then of course we got Mary Hart, which I knew her too just because my grandmother watched a lot of Entertainment Tonight. So this is the first year I actually know all the celebrities who are involved and not just taking wild guesses or hearing it for the first time from the commentators or whatnot. So yeah, so there's your people, and then you got Andre and Hogan in the match. Starting off, like I said, it's just epic. And like I said, this is a scene, like every time there's any kind of WrestleMania montage, aside from the slam, you always get that first glimpse of Hogan and Andre, staring off. And dude, Hogan's a big guy. So he's towered over by Andre. And I just love it, dude, because Hogan is mouthing him. Like, in the very opening seconds of the match, dude, he is just running his mouth. And dude, Andre has the cool stuff on his leg. He's just looking down like, dude, I will fucking kill you in a second. Like, literally, you're done. I just love it. He's that cool about it, right? He's just like, keep running your mouth, see what happens. Hogan fires off a couple punches and goes for the body slam early on. And we all know, if we watch Hogan matches, you know that when he goes for that first body slam on an opponent that is bigger and outweighs him, guess what happens? He just falls back. This time, dude, he had like 500 plus pounds or whatever crashing down on top of him. So, falls down almost near fall right there. Like, literally almost had a one. I just remember thinking, like, because don't get me wrong, I was a Hulkamaniac, but I remember, like, later on thinking, like, man, that would have been, like, great if, like, Andre would just won. Like, literally, the build-up to WrestleMania 3, like, the biggest main event yet. And then, like, Andre just kills it in, like, 30 seconds. It's like, oh, shit. But no, Hogan kicks out, so. And from there, honestly, it's like a 10-minute squash match after that. Like, literally, just Andre stomping the shit out of Hogan. Like, Hogan comes back a couple times, but for the most part, just Andre dominating the entire match. Like, literally the entire match. I think one moment that really did kind of like it's weak sauce. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this match, but this part here is pretty weak sauce. Like, one of the few times that Hogan does kind of come back, they're outside and Hogan decides like he's gonna he's got to do something big to take Andre down. So he undoes the mat from the concrete, and I'm assuming he was going for a pile driver because I can't imagine him going for a power bomb. If I say. And even the pile driver, it had to be like one of those like Mick Foley pulling pile drivers. Like, I don't see him literally. He just fell the fucking body slam like he's gonna actually pick up Andre. I mean, I know in real life it wouldn't happen anyway, but I'm just saying kayfabe. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You ain't doing this. But anyways, Andre counters and he goes a back body drop Hogan onto the concrete. Now, you know what a back body drop is? You just flip over. Dude, it's like Hogan realized like, shit, this is gonna hurt. I don't want this. I don't want to take the impact. And literally, he like does this weird like crawling, like he's fighting falling. So he's just kind of like tumbling down Andre's back, using like the ring apron to prevent him from falling. And dude, it is like the weakest little tumble onto the concrete floor. Like he hits his ass mostly. It looks like he may even hit more like mat than concrete anyway, but dude, he sells it like he just fucked his back up again. Like literally he's just like, you're a fucking pro, Hogan, you're a fucking pro. But anyways, you know, back in the ring, and of course, the end comes when Andre goes for a big boot, but Hogan ducks it and just levels him with a clothesline. To which Jesse Ventura, you know, replied, "That's the first time I've ever seen anybody knock Andre off his feet." We got our kayfabe caps on, so we'll just buy that. Anyways, Hogan hawks up, and then the slam heard around the world. Oh, it's fucking awesome. It literally is just, it's incredible. It really is. It's one of those moments that just, it defines, you know, it's the most iconic imagery in pro wrestling ever. Like seriously, it's up. It is the moment. Like the only thing underneath that maybe is like, I guess, Austin, when he's got the blood drip on his face and Bret Hart's got a sharpshooter on. And to me, it's right there. But like I say, the Hogan slamming giants over that, man. But then of course one leg drop later and Hogan retains. So the fallout from this, well, they keep feuding. I mean, that's the thing. Hogan and Andre keep feuding. In fact, the feud spills over into the next pay-per-view, Survivor Series, which we will actually get to in our episode. So that covers the fallout right there. So what did I think personally of the main event? I loved it. Like I said, this is just, I mean, to me, the 80s is like golden age for me. 80s and early 90s. It's just my golden era. Mid-90s is okay, and then of course we get to the Attitude Era, which I also love. But to me, this is it. This is the apex. And I mean, this match is just perfect on like almost every level. Like, is it a technical wrestling exhibition? No. The Hogan match. And that's not an insult to Hogan, it's just he was more of a brawler, and that's okay. That's what we want from our Hogan matches. But this, to me, is everything that a main event should be. Like, hey, the world title's defended. That, to me, like, 97% of the time, if you're going to have a main event, that world title better fucking be defended. There are exceptions, and I'm okay with those exceptions, but it better be a good fucking reason that it's not being defended. But we have the title defended. We got two iconic wrestlers. And I'm not just saying, like, within the wrestling world. I'm talking just mainstream or whatever. You ask anybody out there in 1987, hey, you know who Andre the Giant is, or you know who Hogan is? Yeah, they'd be like, yeah. I don't watch wrestling, but yeah, I know who they are. I can go right now and talk to my friends and be like, hey, Roman Reigns, no that what? Like, that's a legitimate conversation right there. Roman Reigns, what's that mean? What's that? Like, are you reigning over Roman? What? They literally just, they wouldn't know. As much as I love Dean Ambrose, I'm an Ambrose fan. I'm sorry, I don't think most people know who the fuck he is. If I was to go to anybody who's not a wrestling fan and be like, Dean Ambrose, I'd be like, what? Who's Dean Ambrose? That the dean of the college? They wouldn't know. But guess what? Hogan, Andre, boom, bigger in life. And that's what you want in your main event. You want people to be like, oh shit, you know, Wrestlemania 3's coming on soon. You know, he's fighting Hogan and Andre. Oh, I know those guys. Just tune in and check it out. And not just that, but dude, it had an epic story going in. I mean, betrayal. That's just like, you know, that's a story older than time itself. I mean, seriously. Or not older than time, I guess. That would make sense. As old as time itself. Goes back to Cain and Abel. Boom. There it is. I'm not even religious, but kayfabe reasons, I'll go into Cain and Abel. Yeah. First betrayal ever. Rematch was set up. Abel won. Cain got booted. Insane. God's a big wrestling fan. He even headlined Backlash once. That's another episode for another time right there. But so you get the title, you got the big stars, you got great story, but it was also just the hype. You know, right in the very beginning, you know, when you get that stare down, you get that awesome line from Gorilla Monsoon. You know, it is the unstoppable object, or sorry, the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Now that has been said, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of times later on. I'm sure you've heard it probably just last week, watching some wrestling show or whatever. But it seems like this is the one, like this is it. Like this is the best example. Like I've heard it a few times, and it fits in certain situations. Sometimes they just say it to say it. This is the one time where I guess the perfect example of that. Because you got Hogan, who was an unstoppable force. World champion, 3 years running. Hulkamania, running wild. Dude, he's white hot. And guess what? At this point, he was on top of the world. Dude, people loved him. it was great. And dude, he ran through every bad guy that there was on the roster. People show up, he just fucking destroyed him. He really was an unstoppable force. And then you got Andre. Now once again, put your kayfabe caps back on. Andre, undefeated for 15 years. No one can even take him off his fucking feet. Truly an immovable object. Just dominating. Dominating the entire thing. But luckily, they always been on that good side fenced together. Always on the same side. Then Andre decides to step in front. So what happens when the immovable object steps in front of the unstoppable force? WrestleMania 3, baby. And that's just a story that, I mean, honestly, they try to recapture, you know, here and there, but for the most part, I mean, it was done to perfection. Lightning in a bottle. You just can't recapture that. And, yeah, I mean, it literally is. I mean, I've done a lot of, you know, I hadn't done a lot yet, but of all the reviews I've done so far, it's my favorite one right now. It's my favorite main event, and I think it's going to be up there for a while. I'm not going to say a long while, but it's up there for a while right now, so... and you know, the thing is, you know, going back to the actual match, the wrestling, you know, as a kid, like, you know, now we all know that, like, Andre was constantly in pain. His health has completely deteriorated, especially around this point. You know, I heard, you know, different shoot interviews with some of the guys that said, like, you know, he was constantly wearing a back brace, even like a year before this, and you know, he just wasn't very mobile. But as a kid, I didn't know that. Like, I'm watching it as a kid, I was like, dude, he's slow. I mean, he's a big giant. Like, giants ain't gonna move quick. I didn't see his early stuff. Like, I just known him from WWF and, you know, from, you know, 85 up and all, you know, he's always slow moving there. But to me, I get worked and I'm like, dude, he doesn't have to be fast. Like, you get in his fucking way, he'll crush your ass. And dude, he just like stomped Hogan for like 10 minutes straight. Just stomped this goofy ass all over the fucking arena. Got caught with a, you know, clothesline and that was enough. But guess what? Up until that point, dude, he just didn't have to move fast. He didn't move fast because he didn't have to. He just fucking squashed you. And yeah, I mean, that's it. And like I said, like looking now, watching, I'm like, oh wow, he's in bad shape, and you know, it's a miracle he moved around as long as he did. And he stayed up there, like he made that main event, and even though everybody's like, you know, he was passing the torch, he stayed in that main event scene for a while after that, like because he was just super popular. Good, you know, he's a good guy, everybody loved him. He's a bad guy, they hated him. I mean, because he was fucking with Hogan, so he was just perfect up there. So yeah, honestly, this is one of my favorite ones right here. So guys, what did you think of the match? Let me know in the comments section down below. And guys, tomorrow night, we're going to be hitting our first NWA pay-per-view, Starrcade 87. So, looking forward to this. So guys, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, till next time.